I single-handedly broke up my marriage. You're an awful person.
You're 24 years old. Why would I listen to you? Why would you be giving therapy and advice to people who clearly need it? It doesn't make any sense, Ari. This is a horrible idea.
You're listening to
unlicensed
therapy with Ari Manis.
Thanks for doing the podcast. I'm a big fan of yours.
Thanks for having me on.
We've met briefly a couple times, but don't know you.
I'm pumped to be in the home of somebody that has a scorpion.
A scorpion,
a snake,
a tarantula.
And a tarantula who just died.
Yeah.
When women come to the home, what is their reaction?
Thank you for assuming I'm straight.
Right. Well, I did. You are, right.
I am.
What is that like?
It
can't be a positive.
You know,
right?
It takes a cool. It's how I find out if chicks are cool or not.
Right.
If a chick isn't gonna date me because I have a scorpion, that's not who I want to end up being with to begin with.
Sure.
In my opinion.
Okay.
In my opinion, if a chick refuses to date a guy with a scorpion, he has a scorpion, not my guy. Okay, then we weren't compatible.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, does it push some girls away? Probably.
Most. I would say most. Most. But what it does is it draws a line around the ones
who I could spend the rest of my life with.
You know, you could spend the rest of your life with.
Which is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for?
Not really. I'm just looking for.
You just have fun?
I mean, right now I'm just looking for like the day-to-day.
So like a steady side piece.
I mean, sure.
But not necessarily love, and not a one-night stand either. You're looking for something kind of steady.
Something familiar. Yeah.
Have you been getting an increase of attention as far as sex since your
some people
online
message
success?
Me. Yeah, you'll get messages, DMs and stuff.
And do you like that or you don't like it?
No, I like it. Some people are crazy and some people are like suspect and whatever, but that's fine. I mean, I don't mind it.
This is me trying to analyze you and your comedy.
Yeah.
But from my perspective, you're a gay man.
Yeah.
But
that's from your perspective, or
from my perspective,
kind of established. I think.
From what I personally believe is you're a gay guy.
How great would it be if that's the way therapists talk to you? From my experience with you, you are gay. That might be
gay, as far as I know.
Yeah,
but you aren't a soft liberal cuck.
Right.
And you are...
Well, we don't need... number one, we don't need more of them. Right?
We don't. No.
There's a lot of them. So
there's a lot of them. To me, you are...
If you want them, you can find them.
You know, what would... To me, you're just a funny comic, but
great.
Some people might label you as edgy.
Sure.
Offensive.
Yeah. Good. I like that. I mean, I don't mind
I like
that.
it too.
To me, I'm like, I got in this to say what I want and talk about what I want and joke about what I want. And people love it. Like, that's the other thing. This whole people are like, oh, the PC police are running. No, they're not. No one cares.
It's the few, the loud.
Yeah, it's all an invented thing. I perform all over the country. People love,
Yeah.
Audiences let you know what's too far.
True.
Audiences,
Yeah.
I mean, it's, that's where it's at.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
But what I'm asking is, because your comedy may be labeled as that to some, would you find that your demographic, your audience that you're building, is it straight white guys? Is it everything? What would you say?
Everybody.
Okay, so you have a pretty mix.
I mean, I have women that enjoy it, men that enjoy it, couples come out, black people love it, white people,
even
Spanish people. Yeah, I mean, everybody loves it.
All right. And you're okay with that?
Yeah, I'd rather my audience be just Saudi princes. But, in terms of just money wise.
Then you'd be rich.
But no, everybody.
But I think they don't like gays over there.
No, but I don't know. I think I could sway them. I think that it's for everybody what I do.
Have you always been that kind of comic since you started?
Kind of.
How long have you been doing comedy?
9 years.
Okay, so similar amount of time, a little longer than me.
Yeah.
And you've always been kind of edgy.
I just fucked up shit makes me laugh.
Yeah,
Dark shit
me
makes
too.
me laugh. Well, I've gotten funnier.
You've just
right?
gotten funnier. But you've
I was-
had the general voice.
Well, I got in at 25. I wasn't young. I had been through some stuff. I kind of knew what I wanted. I knew what made me laugh and what I found funny. And, it's just, I mean, like, if you start at 19 right out of college and, I mean, maybe.
It might take a little longer.
Might take a little longer.
Figure shit out.
And you might never figure it out. You might just not be a human being. And you might be a great comedian and not a human being. So there's a lot of people out there that are great comedians and not people. They don't know how to be people. They never learned how to be a person.
I don't know.
But they're phenomenal comedians. And there are some people and I'm not saying that I've learned how to be a person either, but I've had real experiences. Like I've gone out into the world and did shit. I've had jobs. I've bought houses. I've lost houses. I've seen things that other people that start at 19.
You were a homeowner?
I was a homeowner. Yeah. I bought a house with a subprime mortgage that I was also selling in 2007, right before the market crashed.
What was your job at that time?
I was a mortgage broker.
You were a mortgage broker?
Yeah.
Making a decent amount?
Yeah, I mean, it was getting
Enough to buy a house?
No,
In what part of the country?
I mean, subprime mortgages, you didn't have to have any money to buy a house.
Oh, that was the whole reason why you just bought.
Yeah, Long
you
Island.
just got a loan.
I just got a loan.
Oh, so it was a good area too. Expensive
It was
area.
fine. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
it just immediately when the market crashed, everything lost 50% of its value. So it was kind of like, what do you there's got to walk away.
Yeah. So you did that, and what made you start comedy at 25? Were you?
I think everything had fallen apart. My business, the job I thought I would do had fallen apart. I wasn't happy. I was miserable. I was still in the closet. I was
At
drinking.
20, so what? You
25.
came out at 25?
Yeah.
So around the same time.
Yeah.
Comedy.
It's all the same.
Which started first? Gay or comedy?
Interesting. Great question. I'm trying to think. What started first?
I mean, obviously, gay started
Yeah,
first.
no, but telling
yeah,
people, I'm
yeah,
trying to remember.
yeah.
It was kind of like a photo finish. Gay,
You came out first.
and then because I needed to be legit honest
On
to do the
stage.
type of comedy that I wanted to do. I don't really talk about it that much on stage.
No, you don't.
I do one or two
I don't
jokes
even know
about
how
it.
I know that.
No, it's a known thing. I just
Yeah.
feel like it's boring now. I mean, there's 400 genders
There's
apparently.
so many.
So it's like, what
my
is
brother came
anybody
out.
care
My
about
uncle
gay
came
white
out.
guy? Yeah, no one
There's
cares.
so many gays
No
now.
one cares.
It's like cool. You're
Gay
another
white
one.
guy, anyone gives a shit? No one cares.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
don't
matter.
think anyone cares.
Do you think that a lot of people are choosing to be gay now that all these people are
I
coming
think
out?
there are people that are that whole non-binary thing where they're like, I'm not a man or a woman. I just identify as a plant or whatever.
Yeah.
I think there's a percentage of people, because there's a lot of wealthy white women doing that. There's probably a percentage of people that go to a liberal arts college, get told they're the oppressor because they're a wealthy white person, and they want to figure out how to join a victim class so that they say that they are they, them, or non-binary. That's absolutely, it's not all of them probably. There's probably people with legitimate
Mental illness.
whatever. I don't know if it would be mental illness, but there's people that legitimately don't feel like a man or a woman or whatever, and that's why I'm like, you get one designation, you get non-binary, you can't get to 400. But there's a lot of people that I think are they're socially confused. They don't know where they fit, and this is a way for them to claim to be part of an oppressed or marginalized
Right. They're
group.
They're not the white powerful
Right, they're
people
like
now.
these are
They're-
kids that grew up in Vermont, $1 million
Yeah.
houses, and they're like, no,
I'm struggling too.
no,
I didn't know who
the
was.
patriarchy is you pushed me into something I want, and you're like, stop. I mean, it's just not real, and that's what and that's why I think sometimes you got to call that out. I don't have a problem. People can identify as whatever they want to identify as, but if you tell me there's 400 genders, I'm probably going to say I don't think so.
No.
I don't believe so. I got to go with biologists and people that have read books and not people that have diagnosed themselves on Instagram.
I agree.
I got to go with those people. Sorry.
I agree with you. I don't let it bother me. I
don't care. It
Yeah.
means not. I, as a rational person, I have to look for evidence to believe something.
Most of your stuff is silly and funny.
Yeah, right.
But occasionally you'll throw a little bit of wisdom or opinion
Yeah.
into something.
Right.
Maybe like right now, when you see something on social media that upsets you or,
Yeah.
or makes you go, that's bullshit.
Right.
Do you unfollow that person so they don't show up in your feed? Or do you like seeing all the stuff that upsets you?
I used to block people without even knowing them. Because I wanted them out of my feed.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will. I mean, a lot of times I just try to ignore it. Once or twice a week, I'll fall down a hole of someone's tweets who I think is completely insane.
Right.
And I'm like,
But do you have kind of fun while you fall in that hole, or
No,
is it
well-
a visceral hole where you're like, this person sucks and I hate them?
it's neither. It's not like I hate this person, and it's not really fun either. It's just like more like, what the fuck is going on? And then I just read it and I'm just like, God, like, I mean, listen, man, there's a lot of people out there that have left the planet. You know?
Yeah.
They've left the planet. They're not on the planet anymore. So you just go, okay, you're not on the planet. I don't know how to, I mean, you just look at what people say, and, you know, and my mother's schizophrenic. My mother's mentally ill. I know real mental illness, not like fun mental, not like cover Rolling Stone mental illness. Actual mental illness, not
Yeah.
like I diagnosed myself,
Right.
you know, because I read a meme.
Yeah, full blown crazy.
Yeah, full blown crazy. And I know there is a fetishization of mental illness right now, especially amongst upper middle class white people with nothing to talk about. They have nothing to talk about. They have no discernible personality traits or characteristics. So they are inventing in things like anxiety and depression. And they are, because that's becoming their brand. And you can see some of these people on Twitter with handles that reference anxiety and depression. I'm not saying that real mental illness doesn't exist and that people aren't affected. I
Sure.
100% think it
Yeah,
does.
you just think it's overdiagnosed right now, and a lot of people are grasping onto things to make themselves more interesting.
There's a lot of people out there that are trying to find an identity in a world that forces them to have one because of social media, because you have to have an identity. My grandparents did it. They just raised their kids, and they were, you know, they were private people. And now that everybody feels like they have to, I hate this fucking word, but they have to have like a brand.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I'm not a jock. I'm not this person. I'm not that person. I'm not, you know, what am I in this world? I'm not Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm not one of these business guy. I'm not like what am I going to be? And I want to be, you know.
Oh, I'm bipolar now.
Right. I'm crazy. I'm depressed and anxious. And some of those people legitimately are. And I think a lot of those people, it becomes a way to identify and to, you know, interface with a community of people.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. Those 1 minute clips you put out on Twitter and stuff, those are so funny.
Thank you.
When I see this, because you do a decent amount of them, what would you say, like one a week, a couple of weeks?
We try it one a week.
One a week?
One a week.
When you do those, do they kind of just, or what's your producer's name again? Ben. Ben Avery. I love
Yes,
Ben.
yeah.
When Ben and you put those together,
Yeah.
is it kind of you two in a room and he throws a topic at you and you riff on it? Or is it...
We'll go back and forth with different topics throughout the week, and then sometimes it'll be 2 a.m. and we'll just 3 a.m. and we'll be like making, you know, we made Meghan McCain in the middle of the night. It really depends on what's out, what's topical, and what's funny, and then what's a take on it that could be funny.
Right.
You know, like
so there are times where he'll throw something at you and you'll go, oh, okay, it's on to the next thing. I couldn't make that funny.
Me and him are always, we're kind of on the same page. He's very online. He's always like, so like we're kind of thinking, we have this thing where we're thinking along the same lines. So when the Michael Jackson doc came out, it's like, okay, well, this has got to be something, but how? Right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, we were like, do we drive to Neverland Ranch? What do we do? Do we interview people outside the ranch? And then I was like, I think the funnier angle is a guy that is convinced that the documentary like left out the bitches. That Michael's a pimp, and he's one of the greatest pimps of our time. He's fucking all these chicks, and this is a documentary just tried to make him look like a nice guy because he helped all these kids. Like a guy who's just so out of it, watches the thing on silent, and has no idea. And we thought that was a funny. It made us laugh. So when I was talking to him about it, but Ben has great ideas, and he's very funny, and he'll throw me a thing, and I'll throw him back a thing. And I think when we're both laughing, we know this is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but in sense of do you guys have ones that kind of get thrown away?
Yeah, I mean, well, we don't film them usually that get thrown away. Usually when we film, so the most recent one we did, we were going to throw it away. It was this, it was a gay character who was Happy Pride from the military-industrial complex, and it was a pink CIA shirt, and the guy was like, "I'm gay for the CIA." It was about how like Pride had kind of been co-opted by corporations, but how hilarious when it's like defense contractors, people who are literally like killing other people, and like people being like, "This is the last space. We need to, like murder. Like we should be murdering people." It's, So I thought it was really funny, like the idea of like, somebody looking up in the sky and they see a drone and they're like, "I hope a trans person, like is or whatever." Like drones are unmanned, but like. You see an F-15 just bombing an area. You're like, I hope it's a trans person in there. I'd feel a lot better about this. So we did that, and then we didn't like it. Afterwards, it was kind of a complex topic, and we didn't like it. And then we just put it out anyway, because who gives a fuck what we
You're just like, more content.
I
Someone's
thought,
gonna like
well,
this.
you know what it is? We changed up the background music. We re-edited it a little bit. And then I was like, you know what? Not everything we do is going to be perfect.
Right.
This is free. That's the other thing. This is free.
And then how to do?
It did great. People loved it. I mean, people are going to like things. And, people like it. And, your standards are always going to be higher because you're making this shit.
Right.
But
and you've watched it 10 times
yeah,
by the time you put it out.
Listen, we're trying to take things to the next level with these videos. Like, how do we do them how do we do these videos where they're constantly catching people's attention? So we're thinking about crazier places to bring the desk and whatever.
Got it.
So
you're trying to push it.
We're going to push it. We're going to try to push it, yeah.
I like that.
We did one outside of a Jollibee that was great. The location ones are fun. The Pink Wall and Melrose. We got to keep doing them, though.
Their work.
Yeah.
Especially on the location ones. You have to.
Yeah. It's
pack
work.
up your
It's
equipment.
work, and it's just it's got to be funny. It's got to be really funny. The location ones are got to be funny. It's not just the location. It's also got to be, and this is really funny.
Of all these things that are kind of catching attention with you, your stand-up, these clips, podcasting, what was, I don't want to do the cliche thing of like, what was your break, but like, what do you think got people to notice you in comedy?
Podcasting has been the biggest thing. Rogan show is the biggest show. That being said, Bert Kreischer, Ari Shaffir, Ryan Sickler, Mark Norman and Joe List, Louis Gomez, Jay Okerson, Dave Smith, their show, Legion of Skanks, Keith and the Girl, a podcast in Brooklyn that I really kind of started out doing. All of those shows, Bobby Kelly, you know what, dude? Being able to go on all of those shows, my own show, that I think has been, if you ask me where the fans coming from, the world of podcasting and the network of other comedians that have built that world.
Yeah.
Netflix and Comedy Central were great. They were important to do. I enjoyed doing both of them, and I thought, that's something that was cool because I always wanted to do comedy on TV, and you want to do comedy on Netflix and all that stuff. But in terms of actually putting together a fan base, podcasting has been the biggest thing. And I mean, of course, there's no show that really competes at all with Rogan. I mean, it's
right.
the biggest show, and Joe's an awesome dude, and he's a fan of some of the videos I put out, or a lot of them, I think. And that's what I think, but that being said, everybody else that I mentioned also, they all have great shows, and all of those shows help me, Kill Tony. Tony Hinchcliffe's been fucking a huge supporter of mine. It's other comics. That's the question. Like, that's really the question. How did you get anywhere, or how did people see anything? Other comedians.
Yeah.
The best resource you'll ever fucking have,
your peers,
is not your agent. It's not your manager. Although I enjoy both of those that I have. If they hear that, they're good. But it's other comedians, because other comedians are going to open you up to their fan base, and they're going to introduce you to other comedians. And you want respect from comics. You want people to like what you do.
When I get the most nervous when I do shows that I know a bunch of comics are in the back there.
Absolutely.
Way more nervous than when it's a full crowd.
100%, dude. You want the respect of your peers. Now, obviously, the people that are crazy and that only care about the respect of their peers and don't care about making audiences laugh, that's a problem, too. You don't want to be that guy.
You got to be the balance.
You don't want to be that guy, but I do think that the other comics, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you were told the premise of this show, but I'm an expert in everything.
That's phenomenal.
And I want to help you with your life. Are there any issues or problems in your life that I could give you advice on?
I'd like a better love life. I'd like a serious relationship, maybe. I'd like more money.
How much money do you have? You don't have to answer that.
Not as much as I'd like. I mean, the podcast is doing good now. It's starting to do a lot better. Just started recently. You know, in the last few months, it's kind of
So you're making a little from the podcast.
Yeah.
Are you headlining more, I imagine?
I'm headlining on the road a lot.
So you're probably doing
I'm fine.
all right.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
But you know the LA.
Comfortable.
You know LA.
You might not have enough to buy a house in LA.
I mean, my friends have multi-million dollar, you know.
So you're still doing the thing where you're doing better than you ever have.
Yeah.
Do you still compare yourself to other people?
Yes.
Like, well, why am I not selling out?
Yes.
Why am I not?
What am I not doing that I should be doing?
Right.
That's the question. What am I not doing that I should be doing?
I think you're doing everything. It's just happening now.
Yeah.
It's going to take, a year of this.
Yeah.
And then a year from now, you're going to be like, oh, shit,
yeah,
now I'm
you're
selling
probably
out.
right. Yeah, it's just going to take more. I agree.
Yeah, that's all it's going to take. And then as far as your love life goes, do you have a lot of free time? Do you even have time for love life?
I have more of it. I blame a lot of my shit on the business, but I could go out and date more and put myself out there more. I just kind of don't.
Do you do the apps?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
And what's the problem?
I mean,
just a numbers game.
We're not talking about hooking up with people. We're just talking about like somebody that you actually like.
Yeah, find someone to be with that you could cuddle with into the night. Do you like to cuddle?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
And would you ever date a comic?
No. There's not a lot of gay comics, really.
You don't think?
Not really. I mean, there's more now, but I mean, compared to straight comics, right?
True.
I mean, there's.
Why do you think that is?
I think a lot of gay guys, when they come out, they want to enjoy their life, and comedy's a horrible thing to do. I mean, it's a low rent activity.
Yeah, I think that's the same reason why there's not more female comics.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a shitty thing to do. It's a very low station in society to have. Yeah. So the idea that we want more people in a carnival tent is kind of hilarious to me. I mean, imagine immigrant groups coming over here and going, we need to be circus perform. I mean, this is kind of crazy. So I think that part of it is that gay people want to make money and live a good life because they've had some traumas.
Have you ever thought about just going back to being straight just to make it easier in the dating pool?
I thought about it career-wise.
Really?
Because I don't really go, the woke gay thing isn't my angle. So I get, put me with a woman and let's do Roseanne.
But it's almost more, I can't speak to career-wise. I don't know how any of that shit works, but it's almost more niche of a thing to be an unwoke gay guy.
You just got to be what you are, you know?
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's really what it is.
Yeah, you just got to be what you are. And it's just all the woke shit's fake. They don't believe in anything. All these people.
Do you have any sort of plan to meet someone?
Not today.
Not today, but just are you dating? I'll
go out with people. I just got to meet somebody I like and, find somebody who's my own age and not go out like 23-year-olds because I think they're hot.
How old are you?
34.
So you're looking for a guy around the same age as you?
Well, no, I'm looking for a really hot 19-year-old, but you can't. This is not. You're not going to have a relationship with somebody who's 22 and,
Do you get rejected a lot by guys?
If I put myself out, I probably would get rejected more. I just don't put myself out there. I wait for people to come to me.
Yeah.
So I'll wait for people to kind of DM me and then I'll DM them back or I'll wait for I'll go on an app and fuck around with people. But there's people that won't return messages and shit like that 100%.
I think you should definitely be willing to get rejected.
Yeah.
That's part of being a man, gay or straight.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You got to get rejected. Put yourself out there. That's how you're going to get. It's always that saying, the ones you want don't want you. And the ones that want you, you don't want.
I don't know who said that, but that's a real.
I don't know who said that either, but that's how I feel.
That's a great saying.
Yeah, that's how, it's always the girls, same thing, the girls who are DMing me. Those
Yeah.
aren't the girls
Yeah.
who.
Those are the girls that want to see a scorpion, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Those are those girls.
What about getting jacked? You ever thought about that?
Yeah, I got to start. I want to get in better shape. Being in LA, I want to get in better shape now because fat people now are like this political demographic. I never wanted to be part of that. People like proud of being fat. I'm like, what is that?
Have you always been a heavy guy, or?
I was thin when I was like high school. I was thinner, much thinner, but I was never like, I never had a six pack. But like this whole idea of like fat activism.
Oh, man.
That's not for me. So I actually want to lose weight to go counterculture.
So that you can make fun of fat people. You're
I
saying.
almost want to lose weight to go counterculture because now it's like, yes, bitch. And these, if Baywatch was remade today, it would be all the lifeguards would be 400-pound paraplegics. Just rolls of fat. But I mean, it's bananas.
Yeah,
You know?
It's
It's
people are
bananas.
fighting for everything. Anything someone is okay now. There's nothing that isn't okay to be. It's okay to be fat. It's okay to be ugly. It's okay. It's like,
Yeah.
what happened to it's not okay to do that?
Well, here's the thing. I think some of it is good. Some of it is you shouldn't give a fuck. Part of it is don't give a fuck. But don't make a. Now you're a group.
Why can't we just
Now fat
admit that
people are a
being
group.
fat isn't as attractive and it isn't as healthy?
Well, I think the reason that we can't admit that is that I think there are people out there that confuse that message with brutalizing fat people or being mean to them or shitting on them, which you shouldn't do.
Right.
And I think they think that if you're just open about the fact saying that, yeah, it's unhealthy to be fatter. I used to do cocaine a lot, and years and years and years
Did that
ago.
work? Was that a good diet?
No,
recipe?
it's not. But what it is that I never thought it was a good life plan. Like when I was doing cocaine, I was never like, oh, this is great. And everyone should do this and we should keep doing it. Like the same thing with the eating the way I do. Sometimes I eat the wrong thing. I'm never like, this is good. There's something weird about this thing in society where nobody wants to own their vices anymore. They want to make their vices into their strengths.
Yeah.
Which is it's kind of dangerous and it's kind of insane. Nobody wants to go to battle with their vices. They want to make their vices into their strengths.
Into their identity. I mean,
Yeah.
you can make a career of it. Now it's like proud porn stars, proud strippers.
And I'm not even saying that, like, listen, if you're happy being fat, great. I've never really been that happy being fat. I just love food. If you're happy, listen, I don't tell people how to live.
What's your biggest weakness is food?
Probably like ice cream or something.
Haagen-Dazs?
Yeah, it's the best.
What's what's the one?
Haagen-Dazs probably number one.
Haagen-Dazs coffee.
Coffee, ice cream, Haagen-Dazs, one of the best flavors in the world.
I
so
could
good.
eat literally
It's so good.
the whole pint, and I will. That's the problem. If I buy it, it'll be gone.
Yeah, it's the
a day
problem.
and
You
a
can't
half.
buy it. Can't buy it, But yeah, the idea that like people are out there that are 700 pounds and they're models. It's guys, enough.
You're not a model.
Enough with this shit. I mean, you see the new Miley Cyrus video? There's an 800-pound woman on the couch. You see that?
And it's just like a woke video, or why is that in there?
Well, because it's Miley Cyrus. Listen, man, these people that want to keep making millions and millions, the people who run this country, large corporations, billionaires, have realized that identity politics is a great way for them to stay in power. They just have to put a black woman or a gay person or a trans person in whatever position that they used to occupy. They go behind the scenes. Look at Nike with this Kaepernick shit.
Yeah.
Nike makes their fucking, clothes in factories where little kids are making
Right.
And
They're just kind of, these are just marketing tactics.
And it's all marketing tactics. They're just, so this whole idea of Miley Cyrus, all of the people in Hollywood, nobody in this town believes in anything.
Yeah.
They don't have beliefs
They're
other
just
than that they
following-
should be
Yeah,
famous.
they're following the trends.
They have no fucking beliefs. So, listen, good for Miley Cyrus. She's like, all right, we're going to put people with cerebral palsy and wheelchairs and fat people in a video. Great. I don't have an issue with that, but let's not pretend that being 800 pounds is healthy.
And
I don't
let's
have
not
an
pretend
issue
like
with-
she's doing it because that's what she's thinking about. She's doing it because she thinks that's what people want to see.
Why weren't you doing it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Where was that girl not a fit? Like, you're doing it now for a fucking reason. You weren't doing it 2 years ago because you didn't give a shit. And I have no problem with the girl in the video, the fat girl in the video. Just let's not pretend that fat people are healthier or that it's preferable or anything like that. It's kind of stupid.
Now,
It makes fat people used to be on the outside. We're on the margins. Now we're mainstream.
Now it's cool.
I got to lose weight to
now
go
Amy
back to
Schumer's
being
doing
underground.
Barbie movies.
Now I got to go back to lose weight to be underground.
Yeah, that's true. Being a skinny white guy.
Yeah, that you guys are the
That's
new.
that's
No
the
one
new
gives a
niche.
shit
Yeah,
about
it's
you
the
guys.
It's the new getting shit on.
No one cares about you guys at all. A skinny white dude used to run the show.
That's why I'm growing a fro.
Yeah, well, you
Just
got to
to-
do something.
just to do something.
Yeah. I mean,
What else can I do?
you can podcast until you die.
Podcast
That's
until
what
I die.
everyone has to do. No.
But you see all these people that are gravitating towards these. I don't want to call them trends, but these woke topics, being woke, being accepting. But you go to middle of America, no one there still cares about this shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you think that video that Miley Cyrus is putting out, it's a good message? So I'm not saying she shouldn't do it, but is that even what's best for her? Is that what her fans in the middle of the country, is that even what they want?
No one cares about the people in the middle of the country. People will, Roseanne had what, 20 million,
A lot.
people watching the premiere and then, 10 million on every episode. I just don't think they're a huge part of the conversation. I think the idea is that those people will end up watching whatever, and a lot of them will.
True.
A lot of them will.
Yeah.
Because there's no other option. Now that there are more options because of the internet and YouTube and stuff like that, people are just kind of the whole problem now is we still have this mainstream culture that we have to kind of force everything to be a part of, and we don't. We can just let it splinter. Let it splinter, dude. Let Nanette do her thing. Let Legion of Skanks do their thing. Let ABC do their thing. Let fucking...
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having different choices.
Yeah, the
different
problem
options.
is we push everything into one sphere, and we have to decide what is good and bad and right and wrong and what is and isn't comedy. It's like, this is counterproductive.
Yeah, just let everyone do
The
their thing.
Emmys, all these
People
things are
like this.
stupid. They're archaic.
There's an audience for everything.
There's an audience for
It's
everything.
like you said, you didn't even like that video you put out, but you put it out, and
And
people like
liked
it.
it. Yeah.
That's the way it is.
That's it.
What would be your goal now?
What would be my goal now? I want
Career goal.
I want the podcast to grow. I want to be doing clubs that are selling out, eventually theaters. I want to be making cool stuff, maybe short films, weird shit, documentaries, funny stuff though, really funny, crazy stuff. And I want to have total freedom, and I want some money, and I'd like a relationship. I'd like a nice house. Doesn't have to be big, can be small. It's very simple goals, not really.
Those are good goals.
Those are good goals. I mean, I also
Simple yet complicated.
I would like to be the dictator of a small Latin American country, and just sort of do that too.
That's really a money thing, right? Once you get enough money, you could do that.
I'd like to have my own government, to fashion my own government with my own laws and the ability to enforce them. Kind of an absolute power.
What would be the biggest change in your laws as opposed to like America? What would be if you were trying to sell me to move from America to your Latin American country?
Comedy's illegal.
Okay, I like that. I'm in.
Yeah, that's number one.
I'm in.
No one's a comedian. That's over. Oh,
I'm there.
over. I approve every podcast.
So, you're
Yeah,
saying
I'm the supreme
You're
leader.
the you're like the Apple.
I
You're the
approve
iTunes
every
store.
podcast.
Yeah.
Supreme leader.
You're gonna have to listen to a lot of bad podcasts, but that's what you're willing to do. For
no,
your
because
people.
if you don't get approved, you're killed.
Wow.
So
Also,
a
gonna be
lot of
less
people aren't even
submissions.
gonna- right. You gotta be good. You gotta be good. And it would just be it would be a totalitarian state. But I'm a benevolent and fair person, very smart, and I think I'll rule it perfectly.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
I'm into.
Do you have a name?
No,
Not yet.
not yet. I mean, this may not happen.
I think if it will, I'm pretty
I
sure
hope.
it will. I mean, not right away. It might take 2 or 3 years from now,
I hope.
something like that.
But
We're gonna take a couple calls here.
oh, awesome.
These are from people who listen to the podcast. They're not necessarily to you specifically, but to the show, and they want some advice.
Great.
Hello, my name's Hector Tolentino. I just wanted to ask some advice because I can't ask any of my friends because they're all in a different mind state right now. I'm 25, but I've taken care of a ton of kids, like siblings, cousins, and nephews and brothers and everything. And I feel like I'm mentally ready for a kid, but not financially. And my girlfriend, she's more stable. She has a corporate job. She works at Foot Locker, and she loves what she does. But she wants a baby. And again, I have no problem with that, but I'm just not sure if I can financially support us. And I don't want to tell her no or to wait. And I don't want to say my dreams are more important than yours. So I feel like I'm stuck. And I'd just like to know if there's anyone else who's been in that position. Maybe he's gone through it. You know, I would love to have a kid. And I know if I switch over and...
All right, I think we get it.
All right. Hector, no one cares. This is the problem. This is the problem. I'm so bored when I hear that question. And here's why I'm bored. You're not married. You have a girlfriend. You're thinking about having a kid. Get fucking married. Put some money in the bank. If she doesn't want to wait, then fuck her. Find somebody. You cannot go in. You're not married. You're not doing well.
You just said you can't afford it, and you're 25.
You can't afford it. You're 25, dude. If she's not going to wait, this is not the right thing to do. You don't want to bring a kid into the world in a situation that is not good for the kid. It's got to be good for the kid. It has nothing to do with you, and fuck her. Oh, she wants a baby. None of it matters. This is another life, okay? No one cares what she wants, what you want. It's what's good for the kid. You have to think about it in those terms. But people in this country are so selfish. It's like, I want, she wants. Stop with the want. You said want 55 times. It's what can you swing? What does the kid want? The kid wants a stable 2-parent home where both parents are earning money.
And there's no rush. It's like you said, you're 25. So if you both want kids, which you do, then why does it have to be now? Why don't you can say, hey, listen, we're both on the same page. We both want this. Let's wait till I'm 30.
If you want to be in love with this woman forever, both of you get together and drink poison. And be together forever in eternity. Don't go to the next world. That's what I would say, Hector.
If you
go
want
to
to
the
die
next
happy.
world. You and her go drink the poison cocktail and go to the next world.
I love how he was like, my girlfriend, she's got a good job. She works at Foot Locker.
Well, he said it's a corporate job. Maybe it's corporate Foot Locker.
Could be. I imagined her in the referee uniform behind the counter.
Yeah, maybe.
Just selling people shoes.
That's very possible.
And if that's her job, that's awesome.
Never have a kid.
He'd have good shoes. Kid would have good shoes. Mackenzie Passage.
Hi. So I just moved across country and I've just been having a really difficult time.
God, people say.
I'm a freelancer, so it's hard for me to get out and meet people. And when I do, I'm just having a lot of difficulty connecting with people.
Oh, this is your problem.
It's been pretty overwhelming the past couple weeks, and I'm just not sure how long this feeling is going to last. If it's normal to feel this way, if it's a sign that I should head back home. Any advice would be really appreciated. I'm just completely overwhelmed with everything going on.
Bad energy. You have a bad energy. You have a very bad energy. I can't tell why. It's a very clingy, desperate, annoying energy. And if you don't get rid of that, seriously, you'll never have friends. I can hear it in the voice saying, I just moved across the country and I have a hard time meeting people and putting myself out there. What do you mean? Like dudes? What's the problem? A hard time meeting who?
I think she meant dudes, yeah.
I mean, listen, if you can't make friends, I don't know what to tell you. If you can't, if you're not meeting dudes, I don't know. Maybe you're not in the right circles. You're not meeting the right people. But with internet dating and everything, there's ways.
Yeah, if you're really
I think
lonely.
she means the whole thing. I don't think she's found
You
a
think
social circle.
Interesting.
From her voice, it sounded like she has an energy. She's still unsure of the move. You can tell. She's unsure of the move, and she's bringing a lot of I don't know energy around. And people love confident energy. They love people to come in there and own whoever they are and wherever they are. She's still very much like, I've done this. I don't know. I'm a freelancer. She's all over the place. And I'm not hating on her. So if she hears this, don't take this negatively. I too have been in situations like this. You have to shit or get off the pot. You have to own your decision to move there and to do this job and to be this person. She sounds like she's auditioning people that she wants to be. She doesn't quite know. She's already saying, well, I can't meet people. Should I move back home? Bitch, what?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, move back home.
I mean, what are you doing? What are you there to do? Are you there to do anything? Or what are you doing? I mean, I don't get people. It's a very unsure energy. Uncertainty is not the move.
It's true. If you're confident and good at what you do, you're going to attract people. You're going to attract
also,
people doing that.
Also, give it a few months. It's very desperate that she's been living somewhere a few months, and she's like, I just am not fitting in. That's in and of itself desperation, clinginess, very bad. I think this is somebody who you go out to lunch with them, and then the next day they text you 16 times. This seems like somebody.
God.
This seems like somebody who, as Jersey Shore would say, like a stage 5 clinger.
So just complete social unawareness, social awkwardness.
Well, just you got to own yourself. Be with yourself. Be okay being alone. Be happy being alone. Go to dinner alone. Get into shit. Read books. Get good at your fucking job. Be a person. Build a person there that doesn't need other people. Then other people will come flocking to you.
Exactly.
Your energy of wanting other people is going to keep them away. It's desperate. It's a bad energy. It's clingy. Stop talking like you talk. Talk like I talk. Deep voice. Hello. Have you ever seen a woman with a deep voice? Hello. They're so fucking on money. If I see a woman who comes in and she's got a deep voice and she's like, hello, boys, I'm ready to fucking like, yeah.
Everyone wants to be around that.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Just stop with the like,
she's fun.
No. And you're already considering moving home. You need to learn to be your own person. I don't feel like you're your own person. It's a big problem. Go with God. Good luck. You are truly a nightmare for everyone around you. And you are turning off wherever you are, one person at a time.
You didn't. I mean, it was a 1-minute phone call. You can't possibly know she's a nightmare.
I do. I'm better at this than you. If I did this podcast, it would be huge, by the way. Okay?
Well, you should do it then.
I know. You're not giving anyone answers.
You could
just
have
go,
it.
you're like, well, yes, you go. Maybe do that, maybe don't. This bitch, sometimes I key in to what's going on.
You read her.
This is exactly what's happening. But
you read her energy and you knew right away.
yes, that's what happened.
So
I'm
your
sorry I
advice
went
to her
overboard.
is to get a deeper voice. That's part of your advice for her?
3 months, don't go out with anybody. Be alone for 3 fucking months. Work on getting jobs.
Will that give you a deeper voice? doing
Yeah,
that
well,
too?
you start to become more of a mature woman.
Right.
She starts sounding like this. You say, hello, hi. What's her name, Mackenzie?
Mackenzie.
It's a stupid name.
Her
Change
parents
it.
gave her that.
Change it
Said
to
her whole life.
Change it to Lana.
Lana.
My name is Lana. Hi, I'm Lana. You know,
I
what
like
kind of
Lana.
life these bitches trying to live? What are you trying to do, Mackenzie? Mackenzie's a very like goofy, like wearing overalls in Alabama type. It's Mackenzie and I'm a ba-ba-da-ba. You want to be taken seriously as a woman? Go and be your own person. No, literally, I would say my real advice to her, other than the joke advice, take 3 months.
Figure it out.
Just be you.
Yeah.
Just do you. Build a person.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a person. I can when she comes across, I hear she wants.
I get what you're saying.
Or she might be just somebody who's built to just have 9 kids. There are people that are just built to have children, men and women.
Go to a sperm bank.
There are men
Pop
and
'em
women.
out.
No, get a dude. There's
Or get
men
a
and
dude,
women
yeah.
that are built to just are baby factories. I know some of them. They're just built to have babies. That's all they're built to do. They should
That's
just
what
have
they like
millions
it.
of babies and dogs, and that's it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing
I love
wrong.
everyone likes babies and dogs. Although we have an overpopulation problem in the world, I don't know if I support
Who cares?
sending a girl out there to have a bunch of
what
babies.
happens to this world?
Oh, well, you should.
Why?
Tim, because do you want to be the generation that didn't fix it?
Yes.
You want to be the generation that killed the world?
Yes.
Do you eat red meat?
Love it.
Have you not seen the Leonardo DiCaprio documentary?
I'd eat him.
It's
cooked
terrible
him,
for the
If I walked
environment.
into a barbecue and he was on the grill cooking, I'd eat him. Gives
Yeah,
a
that'd
fuck
probably
about
be
the
better
environment.
than a cow.
Who
Probably be better
cares?
than the red
Literally,
meat.
who cares about this planet? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I get that feeling. Who gives a shit? But you don't want to be the one to destroy it. You don't want people to go, Tim destroyed it. you want people to go, Tim helped it, but it got to. You want to be. It
Having
got
kids,
destroyed.
having
Who cares?
kids is not doing anything bad. If you don't have kids, you're a 40-year-old weirdo walking around LA alone.
Do you want kids?
I don't know. It's a tough one. But I mean, again, I'm really talking to heterosexuals, men especially,
So you're saying
women too.
Gay
women
people
too.
shouldn't have kids.
They can if they want. It's not essential.
Right,
Gay people can have lives without children. Straight
Right.
people are in deep trouble if they don't have kids. Most of them. Most women over 40 that don't have children start talking about dogs and pigs, and it's very weird.
So
It's very strange.
You should get a kid if you're approaching 40. Start thinking about having a kid.
Well, no,
as
you
a
should
straight.
be mad. You should probably just have kids. You should probably have a family. No one cares about your dumb career. You know, most people are not talented. They're horribly untalented, and they want to sit around and pretend that they're trying to, this whole bullshit. Oh, you live your dream, all this shit. No, have kids. Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to die alone and no one's going to love you ever. And this garbage, oh, you did a 5-minute set on Comedy Central, no one cares.
Right.
No one gives a shit.
Especially now.
Go find love, you empty fucking vessel.
You could, and it might help your Comedy Central set to find
Listen,
love.
enough with that.
Yeah.
Stop with that.
How old were you when you knew that you were a homosexual?
Last month.
Last month?
Last month. I'd been lying until last month. My agent cooked it up. No, probably like 13, 14.
My brother recently came out. He
Yeah.
said he's known since 6th grade.
How old is he?
He came out at 18, right when he turned 18, right as he was about to go to college.
Is he very gay?
No, I didn't know.
Interesting.
It took me aback. Not in a
What does he look
bad
like?
way. Your type, skinny,
Yeah.
18, white,
Yeah.
good shape.
Where does he go to school?
University of Denver.
Do you guys like each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're close?
Yeah, pretty
That's
close.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Big dick?
I imagine it is because I haven't
You've never
seen it in a
seen
while.
it?
Not in a long time, but I
Okay.
imagine it's similar to mine.
Interesting.
And I have a big dick.
Interesting.
So I imagine that he
What
does
a waste.
too.
You have a big dick and just scorpion. You
Yeah,
know what
but
I mean?
you know-
It's like,
But that lucky woman who,
right, that
like
gets
you said,
through all
settled
the
down,
layers. Yeah.
she's gonna get that big
Yeah,
dick.
it's a good point.
That's what women don't realize when they're saying no to scorpions. A lot of
Yeah.
times they're also saying no to big dicks.
It's true. It's
They
true.
go, and they go hand in hand.
That's a
I
good
have the
point.
confidence to have a scorpion. That means I have the confidence of a
big
big
dick.
dick man.
I love that big dick scorpion energy.
Yeah, every man with a scorpion
Is
or
that an
snake,
earthquake thing? What's going on? This beeping?
it might be.
Is that? What is that?
Where's it coming from?
I don't know. I'm kidding. I don't know. It's done now.
It was. It's a emergency alert. Gray Jeep How do you say that model?
Cherokee?
Cherokee. Yeah, gray Jeep Cherokee. License plate number Amber Alert.
What did they do?
It didn't say. Does
Can
Amber
we hear from the car?
Does an Amber
I want to
Alert
hear from the driver of that car.
Does an Amber
as
Alert
well.
always mean pedophile, or does that mean other things too?
I don't know. It could be somebody who steals their kid back from their wife.
Right.
Right.
So this could be a good guy.
I want to hear. Next time, I think he should be Amber Alert. He should be able to come back and go, here's the real situation. No one honored the visitation agreement. The kid likes me. I was taking her to Cold Stone. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. It's like, why don't... Sometimes I feel like if it's between a civil dispute like that, a man and a wife and an Amber Alert, it's not worth putting out an Amber Alert for that.
When your brother came out, was your family cool?
Yeah. He told my parents on the way back from an airport. He was in the back seat. Or no, he was driving them home from the airport.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, Mom, Dad, there's something I wanted to tell you.
Yeah.
And he told them. And then when he got home, he texted me and my other brother in a group text. And he said, hey, I wanted you to hear it from me first. I just came out of the closet to Mom and Dad. And I responded, over text? ? And he said, what, do you want me to throw you a dinner? And then I said, okay, my other brother is named Milan. I said, okay, Milan, your turn. So we were just joking
What
about
is
it.
Milan? What is
Milan
going on?
is...
What is going on? Is that an Israeli name?
No, my grandfather's name was Milton.
Okay.
And so it was named after Milton, but it was Milan.
And the brother that
Jesus
came out,
Christ.
what is his name?
The brother that came out, his name is Jonah.
Jonah.
So
okay.
yeah, Jewish family. Milton, Milan.
What does he study at Denver?
Business, I believe. He wants to get into real estate.
Yeah. Good.
That's when I should have known. I do a joke about when he was 14, he told me he wanted to be a real estate agent.
Yeah.
And that's when I should have known.
That's funny. That's a great. Does that ever work?
It's not the whole joke.
He's like, I do a joke
about that.
I do a really great joke.
That's not the joke.
I
I'm not going to do the joke for you. The joke crushes.
I am.
Except for
Right.
Last night it didn't.
Okay.
Or Monday
Where
it
were you
didn't
last
work.
night?
The Comedy Store.
Okay.
Didn't work. Potluck.
It's okay.
It doesn't always work there.
Yeah.
The worst is when you're up there and then the guy in the back, Adam, is watching.
The booker, the guy in the back.
And you
The
want
guy in the back.
And you want to do good.
Yeah.
So bad
Yeah.
for him.
And it doesn't work.
And then it doesn't work, and you're just like,
That's not good.
but he's seen me 100 times. But
It's okay.
still, when he's there, I still get nervous. Do you
Yeah,
still
man.
get nervous for certain people?
I still get nervous for sets. You absolutely, because if you're not nervous, you don't care. And I care.
But I mean, do you get that type of nervous where you're like, I want this person to like me?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
That never goes away.
I don't think so.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
I was hoping like once, I'm
You just want to
headlining.
do well, man. Comedy's a way. Yeah,
I mean, I always want to do well, but I was hoping like once you're signed with a big
you wouldn't
agent.
really want to do it if you didn't have that feeling. Overcoming that fear is what this is all about. If you didn't have that fear, I don't think you'd want to do it.
Yeah, I
You
guess
want
you're
that
right.
fear. You want that feeling. I was a swimmer for many years. It's the truth. Fuck you.
Yeah, I believe no one
And I
believes
was.
that.
No, I was very good. I'll beat you in a race right now.
How tall are you?
6'2".
Okay.
I'll murder you in a race right now.
Is
literally.
swimming a gay sport?
I mean, it doesn't. If you want your kid not to be gay, don't put him in a room with a bunch of dicks.
True.
But when you would stand on the starting block and you'd get ready to jump in the water, you'd have that feeling. It's the same feeling you get before you walk on stage. It's not as intense as the walk on stage feeling, but you get that feeling, and that's what
Your nerves.
competitors get. You need that. If you didn't have that, what the fuck would be the point? Because it's that feeling that triggers that endorphin rush when things are going well, and
Right, that's why you get high.
that's why you have this high when it works.
The first time I did stand up, I was high for 2 weeks
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah,
Now maybe 2 minutes?
it's diminishing returns.
How much of a high do you get from having a killer headlining set?
Oh, I mean, almost nothing. I mean, right now, the high that I get now, I do get stuff from a killer headlining set, but more this if I do a 15-minute showcase set at like the store or something that's really good on the show, the high is probably better from there.
Right, because it's more of a unique
It
show that
feels
you
like
don't.
it matters more than doing Missouri.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, were you at Skankfest when
I wasn't. I wasn't.
for the blowjob? No,
Oh no, that was years ago.
that was years ago.
Years ago. And that's a fake penis. It's a prosthetic penis.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's not a real blowjob.
You 100%? That wasn't real.
Of course it's not.
It fooled me.
It looked real. Yeah.
I thought. Are you sure?
Yeah.
You just busted that
Yeah.
myth open
Sorry.
for me.
Do you talk to your little brother about sex now? Are you like that type of brother where you're like, what's going on?
Not. I'm not afraid to,
Right.
but we don't get too explicit. Like,
Okay.
did you fuck that guy's ass? We didn't do
Right, you
shit
don't
like
do
that. But
yeah.
but he'll be like, oh, I have a date with this guy.
Okay.
Met him on this app. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
cool,
yeah.
have fun.
Right. Yeah.
And it's weird. I always thought he was a pervert. When he was a kid, he would go up to pretty girls
Yeah.
and hug them for too long
Right.
and make them uncomfortable.
Right.
I always thought he was the opposite of gay, but
Right.
turns out that must have been just confused sexual
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah. Very
Oh, yeah.
possibly.
What else would that be?
When I was a kid, I used to go up to women and tell them they shouldn't work. I would just go up to them and go, you'd probably be happier in the home with kids. And I'd keep going. And people didn't know what that was about, It's interesting.
And do you think that has something to do with
I don't know.
homosexuality?
I think I was just a kid that's, that got it.
Yeah, you just progressively. You were just not progressive.
No.
You just knew that progressive was bullshit.
Well, I think certain progressive things are great, but I think we're at a point now where we've lost our minds. We've left the planet.
Right. I think
Is your brother? You think he's going to become super gay? There's nothing wrong with that.
I hope not. No, I think
Do you know
there
what
is
I
something
mean?
wrong with that.
But do you know? But you know what I mean? Like when some people come out and they just go wild.
Like
they
become
come back with
like a
pink
gay
hair.
slut. Oh no, you mean like flamboyant?
You're just wild, just all over. Like
I don't think he is. I hope not. I think he knows that it would piss me off if he did that.
Okay.
Like, hey, your family accepted you. You don't need to do that. That's for
Right.
people whose family don't accept them, I think.
Interesting. Very possible.
That's for people who are like, my dad is a Christian. He hates.
Right.
He thinks I'm a sinner.
Right.
Then those people get pink hair and go crazy. I think if you come from an accepting friend group and city, just be a normal gay guy.
Yeah.
Just
I
be
agree.
Tim Dillon.
That's right, Jonah.
You want to fuck him? You want to go fuck him?
I mean, I can't go to Denver right now, but I'm certain that I do.
If I brought him,
I'm certain that I do.
If I brought him to your dungeon, your bedroom,
I'm certain that I would find him attractive. I would imagine. I mean,
you
why
you
not?
just
He's a twinky little guy.
Do you like? There's something about if someone's 18 or 19, is that alone a turn on to you? Like even if they're not that attractive, but you're like, but he's 19.
No.
No,
it's just an attractive person. You could be 30 and attractive. 19
do you like
and
guys that
attractive.
are flamboyant, like you said,
Yeah, some of them.
or do you prefer?
A lot of guys I date are in the middle. They're not quite flamboyant, but they're not. You know, I think most men now are not.
Do you like straight guys?
Yeah, I do. I think most men
You're
now
sick.
are a lot of people that aren't like that masculine. Like the LA man, like you to me are you're the type.
I'm very masculine. I own a gun.
I know, but
I have a gun shot, 12 gauge shotgun hanging over my bed.
Listen, of course. I mean, this. You do this for a few more years, and then eventually you have to make a choice. But I get it. I think it's a great insurance policy. But like guys like you who are like masculine, but you're not overboard.
Right.
You know, that's probably the that's what.
But you immediately knew I was straight. You said,
know,
girl.
I know.
You have a good
I know.
radar?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Jewish
And then
men are
Jonah.
more effeminate than other types of men.
So you're saying a Jewish gay guy is usually more...
No, a Jewish straight guy can seem gay.
Oh, can seem gay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Jewish men are more feminine than other types of men.
I heard you're moving to Los Angeles.
I'm living here now, yes.
Oh, how long have you lived here?
2 months.
Oh, why'd you make the move?
Better scene. For me. It's all personal.
Why?
I'm getting into podcasting, and all my whole team's here, and my whole Instagram, like all the video guys and all my editors and producers and the people that I hang with, and like, you know, all the comics that I love, like Bert and Theo and Joe and Coco Diaz and all those guys are out here, and I love the Comedy Store, and I love all of that, and I love like that, the importance of that type of shit in comedy, and the importance of, you know, the fucking, you know, fun, dark, edgy stuff. And I just like the community here. I love New York too. As a city, New York I like better, but I like LA. It was also time for change. I lived in New York 10 years.
Got it.
You know?
Well, I'm happy to have you here.
Well, I appreciate you
having
are the
me
king
on
of
the
LA,
podcast.
so I appreciate
Yeah,
you
I'm the king.
allowing me to be here.
I've allowed you. I didn't know you. I would have liked you to let me know a few months' notice.
It was a mistake. A lot of people said it was a bad move.
2 months. Now
to
that I
not
know
let
you've
you
been
know.
here, I'm gonna have to just pretend like I knew and allowed it. But that's okay.
Well, I
will allow
appreciate
it.
you having me on. Thanks
for doing it.
Thanks
I
so
really
much,
appreciate
buddy.
it. Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.